Hello everyone and welcome to a video review of the Ghostbusters Prop Replica Ghost Trap from MattelCollector.com. When you receive this in the mail, it comes packaged in this giant white mailer box, as you can see here. And once you open that box, you get another box, which is actually pretty cool looking as it's designed to look like a storage crate made out of wood. Very similar to the one they made for the PKE meter. And located on the lid and sides of the box are some very interesting warning labels. Mattel did an excellent job packaging the Ghost Trap for a nice, clean, and safe storage when you're not displaying it. And here's the good stuff. The Ghost Trap itself, the pedal to activate the Ghost Trap, the cable to connect the Ghost Trap to the pedal, 2 red rods to replace the silver ones on the side of the trap, which I will show you later, and of course the user manual. Now the Ghost Trap is originally packaged with the silver rods, which is how the Ghost Trap appeared in the first Ghostbusters movie. However, if you want the Ghost Trap to look more like the second movie, Mattel has provided the red rods that you can replace the silver rods with simply by removing the silver rods, which are very securely attached, and mine just flew right off as you can see, but they do come off. And they do make a lot of noise, I guess. And you can put the red ones right in its place. I am very, very impressed with this trap. It is solidly built, very nicely detailed. It has some very nice little features such as a warning label right here. High voltage, etc. It's got little clicky knobs that you can play around with for added realism. It's got a nice brushed aluminum look to it, which is actually just paint, but they made it look like it's also been around a little bit with some scuff marks. You've got a nice warning label back here. Danger, danger. Danger, this device is dangerous. Duh. Nice little heat sink there and another knob to play around with. And another little sticker there for added detail. And along the front, you have even more little knobs, but these don't turn. They don't do much at all except for this one here. And we'll get to that one later. Here's the top of the trap. You've got the indicator lights here. You've got the doors themselves. You've got the handle. And you've got the power switch and light on the top. And along the bottom you have the wheels themselves, so this thing does roll, and these wheels actually have a little feature to them which we'll see later on. Perhaps the weakest link in this entire set is the pedal itself, which is a bit of a shame because the pedal is the most important part of this trap. Without it, the trap will not function. Even though the power switch is located on the trap itself, it is the pedal that is needed to operate the different features of the Ghost Trap. Now, I do like the way it looks. I think it looks fantastic. I think Mattel did a nice job with recreating this part of the Ghost Trap set. My only main gripe is the fact that the plastic feels very flimsy. You can actually bend it and flex it without much force. And the same thing is true for the base itself. Now, I'm not saying that this is a cheap part. I'm just saying that it's a little bit on the fragile side that kind of borders on my comfort level. So I do not recommend anyone stomping on this pedal because you're probably going to smash it and destroy the unit. And as you can see, you just have a metal pin going through here and the plastic going over it. So that part is the weakest part of the whole pedal. So If you stomp on it, that can easily break, and you might damage the plunger, which is located right in there. But the rest of it is really nice. I like the way they made this in terms of how it looks. They've taken the time to put in quite a bit of detail on it, except for the bottom, but who cares about that? It does look like an authentic pedal. So, in that respect, it does look good. They did a nice job on that. To connect the trap, all you do is take one end of the cable and securely fasten it to the port and make sure it's all the way in, because you want the trap to function properly. And you take the other end of the cable and you plug it into the foot pedal, like so. And again, make sure it's securely in. This Ghost Trap has two modes. It has a prop mode and a movie mode. Setting the switch like this, where it's horizontal, is the prop mode. Moving the switch down like that will set it to movie mode. First, we're going to set it to prop mode and see what that does. Most of the features are deactivated in order to conserve battery power. Prop mode is for display purposes only, or if you use it as part of your costume where you just want the basic lights blinking to show that it looks like it's an actual ghost trap. So all you have to do is turn it on, and as you can see, nothing happens, no lights or sounds or anything like that. It just sits there. And the next step we're going to do is press the pedal, and that opens up the doors, and you can leave that as a display piece for people to look at, or you could press it again and the light will light up and the doors will shut. The PKE light will shine in the front and the red lights will blink. Now you can leave it like this, as I said, as a prop and carry it around with you, and you can unplug it and it will still function. So that's definitely a feature that some will appreciate. Now let's see what it does in movie mode. Now when switching from movie mode to prop mode or prop mode to movie mode, you have to turn the unit off. Then change the selector to the mode that you want and then reactivate the trap. So now let's check out the movie mode. As you can see, there's a lot more going on here, which is really cool. Now to activate the trap to trap your ghost, simply press down on the pedal. And when you're ready to bring him in, press it again. The trap will shut. The light will come on again, letting you know that there's a ghost in there. The lights will blink, and you'll have little electrical sparks going on inside. The swishy sound is like the ghost is floating around in there. And the trap will also shake to simulate it trying to get out. I love that. It makes it look more realistic. It has more value to the whole prop. It's just really a cool feature, especially when you see it in person. This thing bouncing away is really cool, and it's what makes this whole thing. The whole package is just awesome. And this will continue on for a few minutes, and it will shut itself down on its own, or you can shut it down manually by simply switching the switch to the off position. Like this. There you go. This Ghost Trap Replica is also able to separate just as it did in the movie when the Ghostbusters would dump the ghost into their containment unit. Now in this case it is done by pressing on this button that's located right here. And when you do that, the box simply slides right on out. There you go. Simple as that. There's the connection point right there for the electronics. And the speaker box. And again, this is where you activate the movie mode and prop mode for the Ghost Trap. Very nicely done. And all you have to do to reattach it is simply slide it back in. And it locks in place. Now with a price tag of $130 plus shipping, this thing tops out at about $155 total. And that's pretty steep for a replica and a toy in general. And I wouldn't really call this a toy, I would really call this a replica. So even that, it's still a steep price to pay. However, that said, when everything works right, as you just saw, when everything functions as it does, this is a really, really nice piece to display. And it's also a very functional piece that is fun to share with anyone that's a Ghostbusters fan. So, as expensive as it is, my personal feeling is that it is worth every penny. I am completely satisfied with this product. I recommend this product highly if you are willing to spend the money for it. If you can afford it and you like it and you want something that functions the way this thing does, this is it. Now, it is not exactly 100% accurate from the movie, but it is close. It does what it's supposed to do. It looks good, and it's a very nice showpiece. And even though it's not accurate in terms of what it's made out of, I mean, it's entirely made of plastic pretty much. It has very little metal on it, but it isn't cheap. It's very nicely made. I think this will last a long time. If you can find one, it's going to be a little bit difficult unless Mattel reissues it. But if you can find one at a good price and you like Ghostbusters, this is a pretty neat little device. And with that, this is your pal Sportimus saying thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys next time. I ain't afraid, no ghost.